Hi everyone, welcome to Dead Talk After 9. This is Ryan. Today, so this is the second episode. Welcome to the live stream. So, what's the agenda today? What's on the menu today? Let's see. So today we're going to talk about, first we're going to watch, we're going to talk about the EtchWP. It's a blog authoring thing. So creating blogs are very interesting. I watched their video last week. Last week, yeah. And I was very impressed by it. And I'd like to talk about it and take a look at it. And obviously, we work with the Gutenbergs for some time, and I use the blogs for some time. So I have some ideas. I have some feedbacks. I just want to take a look at it with you together and see how powerful and useful it is. And yeah, there's some constructive feedbacks to this too, right? So if you have never done the creating blogs, Gutenberg blogs, then this feature might look very fancy. And it is very powerful and very useful. But there's also the real world inputs when it comes to blog authoring, and I'm gonna comment on a couple of things. And also Kevin also left some comments in my last live stream. I'm gonna read that and clarify some of the misinformation as well. And then we're gonna talk about the RightPlace and updates, and also we're gonna talk about some results from the community polls. I like surveys. As you haven't noticed, I really like surveys. I really like to listen to the real world feedbacks from everyone. So we're gonna read them and then talk about it in general. We're gonna talk about AI stuff a little bit, and some tariff, all those miscellaneous topics. We're gonna talk about that before I got too tired. Today I'm actually a little bit under the weather, but it's all good. My kids went to bed. It was a good day, very productive day. Okay, so let's start with the RightPlace. So what happened was that so we implemented some few features they requested by the community, by the users. They commented that they really wanted import and export for the post manager feature, and we worked on it, and I wasn't sure about why we needed import and export. I mean, I wasn't sure about the requests about the import and export. So I'm going to create another survey in the community and ask them what we really want. So it's being created. We have an MVP ready. It's ready to test. It will be ready to test very soon. We're still trying to fix up the schedule because I don't know if you guys remember that we decided to cancel the third pillar feature. So the RightPlace was designed with the 3 pillar features. One is the integrated tool chains. All the tools there for you to to do some magic, do some work. And also we have the AI agents to automate your WordPress workflow. Those are the 2 revealed the pillar features. The third one, we just dropped it. The good news is that we dropped it. We didn't announce it as a pillar feature, but we kind of sort of took them apart into separate tools. So they are kind of absorbed into integrated tool chains. You might not notice them as sort of one thing, but they're now all taken apart, and they got absorbed into integrated tool chains. So that this pillar feature will not have its own name. We're not gonna call it pillar feature, but the features are still there. So we're still designing the third pillar feature. I think we'll be announcing it like a closer to when we're about to release the beta test, the beta version, which is coming end of this month. So we're still preparing for that. So the app is good. We've been doing a lot of debugging, a lot of bug fixes, because the app is pretty big. So there's some bugs hidden there or there, here and there. So we just fixed them all. Now I think we're 99% ready in terms of bug. We don't have a bug, but there are some few things that we really want to polish before we release it to you, because I think the first impression is really important. I read a couple of comments from the community, from the internet. The people, a lot of people don't know why they'll need RightPlace. That is why RightPlace is kind of unique in a way that if you discover, some people when they saw RightPlace, they're like, oh, that's the one I wanted. I've been waiting for this tool for the longest time. I want to use it. And some people are like, I don't really see the value of it. That's totally valid too. So it's not targeting, I don't think it's targeting everyone in terms of that, but it's a tool that, at least that's something that I wanted. It's something that my friends wanted. So yeah, so that's why we try to make the value propositioning more obvious and better and more, more obvious, so that a lot of you can discover what RightPlace really is. Okay, so I haven't done any like improvements in terms of YouTube chats, so I'm just gonna read through the chat right now. I don't know if anyone's here yet. Let me open it up, the live chat. Okay, there are 2 people watching. All right, so one of them is probably just me. All right, so let's post this. Let's post this to in the Facebook group. Later, I might just do the email too. Feel free to join. Yeah, I still have to have some structure. I'm newbie. I'm just new. I'm a noob. So you'll get better. You get better. You get better as we go. Great. So yeah, that's where we are. So I'm just repeating myself. Yeah, so for the RightPlace, the bug fixes are on the way. I think 99% ready in terms of bugs. There's no bugs. That is very obvious bugs. Sorry, there are no obvious bugs, but there are still some parts that really need to polish before we can hand it over to you to do the beta test. So yeah, import and export feature for the spreadsheet feature, and some improvements in the file management. Now we have a SFTP. You can connect to the SFTP. We're also adding the SSH, the clients, so you don't have to use you can connect it to your like a command line if you have a server. And also we added logs, and we added a whole bunch of things into integrated tool chains. Yeah. Anyways, let's talk about the next topic. Let me see if anyone's here yet. Okay, for watching. Okay, excited to take it for the test drive. Thank you, Keith. Okay, hi. Thank you, Keith. All right. So, yeah, so RightPlace is, I don't know, I really like it because I've been using I don't know, I mean, it's a tool I really wanted, since many years ago, and I finally had this toy to play around. And the thing about difference between the internal tool and product is very different. So RightPlace 3 months ago, there are a lot of bugs, a lot of the UI is not right. Sometimes the paddings are different. There's some weird, quirky animations here and there because it looks weird. But to me, it was a very interesting toy. I was fine. I got used to some of those bugs. I got used to some of those weird things because I'm using it. I built it. I like it. So I can just overlook those kind of small things and flaws. But as a product, it's a completely different story, right? It's something that is not. It's not. How can I put it? It's not internal. It's not. It's just like your clothes, right? Sometimes my wife will buy a t-shirts, and she says, "Do you like it?" I say, "Oh yeah, I kind of don't like it. I'm just gonna wear it at home. I'm gonna wear it as a pajama, right?" So it's that kind of thing. It's a clothes that you don't wear outside, but you really love to wear when you're at home. The RightPlace has been that kind of tool, and I really like it. But now I have to polish it as a product, so that is I find it quite challenging, but yeah. So one of the features that we are polishing right now is this inter website idea. What it means is that anything you have on the website, let's say you have a plugin on the website A, it can be moved to any websites that you are managing. So let's say you can move a plugin from one website to another website. Just a couple of clicks, all done. You can move all your posts, 200 posts, to move it to another website. You don't need to import and export. Back then, we just have to export it and then bring the file to import it into another website, right? I find it very annoying. So what we're building is that all the assets within the websites can be transferred to another one, like within a couple of clicks. Click, 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 all transferred. Click, 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 all transferred. You don't have to. So it gives you this kind of inter website feature. I like that. We're polishing that right now, and then we're talking about the pillar features earlier. I think a third pillar feature will be collaboration. I think we're almost nailing it down because the previous one, which canceled it, but now this new third pillar feature is going to be, I think it's going to be collaboration, because a lot of people are asking how the features that they can use to manage their team workflow, and also to manage their contractor, for example. Let's say you have 3-4 different contractors on different projects. You want to invite this contractor to use RightPlace, and you can keep tracking of their progress, because we're adding the project management tool. There will be a very simple but very useful ticketing system, and also you can be integrated with your existing ticketing system, because I'm using linear, but yeah, some people use different stuff. Okay. Yeah, let's read the chat. So okay, great time to join. I've been wondering how RightPlace compares to that new brick sync. Okay, I can answer that. Good morning. Hi, Dave. Okay, so let me answer you the brick sync. Why don't I share the screen? Let me see if I can share the screen. I hope I can share the screen quickly. Yeah, I can't really show you the RightPlace. Let me close all the RightPlace. Let me close RightPlace here. Okay, let me open up the Google Chrome. Yeah, I'm just using RightPlace as default browser nowadays. But let me open the Google Chrome here. Okay, I can share it now. Let me share this. Perfect. Am I sharing correctly? Yeah, I think so. But it's just slightly off. That sucks. You know what? It's okay. Just a inconvenient black bar underneath. Pardon my. It's okay. It works. Okay. Now the brick sync is very interesting project. I haven't tried it yet. Let me pull up the websites. I'm on the waiting list. So bricksync.com. So it's a Fire-based migration tool. I think it's pretty cool. It has, because yeah, I think these are the outcome. I think these are the side effects of having the bricks template data or page data as a file that you obviously can do Git. You can do FTP, manual FTP workflow. Yeah, you can copy and paste all those files into a theme that you can obviously do that. Yeah, there you go. Separate backup, you can do that. These are the side effects, but also use cases. Cool. Yeah, this is the benefits of having the bricks data as a file. So frequent asked question, what kind of files are generated? Okay, those would be JSON files, because yes, all the template files, as you know, is all JSON files, right? Excuse me. Will this work for page builds? Yes, obviously. Synchronized media. Okay, this is an interesting question. Yes, I think synchronized media is a different topic. It's hard to build because once you have, because medias can be inserted as ID. If the new websites has a different ID, then you cannot identify the ID, so thus the image might fail. So you have to make sure that you use a path, right? Absolute the path to your CDN, then it might work. So yeah, I see that why it's not doesn't support migration yet, but I think it should be able to work. It should work. Okay. It's not touching database. Okay, that's cool. Tells you I'm not available publicly standard. Okay, these are not that important. But yeah, compared to BrickSync, I think we'll have a sync feature, but we're not syncing as a file. We're syncing as it is. Do I want to make it into files? Yes, maybe. Yeah, it's possible to make them into files. But so that you can actually use it. But we already have a brick sync. I don't know if it has any other values to create another wheel, but if I could, yeah, I will. If they, I need to find out what it is first. But there's a lot of benefits having the files to represent the bricks data. So my short answer is that the difference between how we sync and the brick sync is that brick sync is a file that you can use CI/CD and also do the manual FTP workflow. In our case, we're syncing not as a files. We're syncing from one website to another website, kind of thing. But in the bottom line is that under the hood, they are files. So we're actually saving JSON files somewhere on your local computer, a local drive. Maybe we can do something about that. Maybe we can expose that folder to you. For example, I can let you to choose which folder to save these JSON files. Then we might be able to do the same thing as a brick sync because we now have a files, right? Okay, so that is my answer. Okay, let me read some more stuff. So Keith said, will AI be able to scan our plugin code and make code suggestions? Okay, that's good. I don't think so. I don't think we'll do that in this stage. But since we have, it's a desktop application, scanning it doesn't cost us. It costs you because we're using your CPU, right? Your local computer. So we can venture out that kind of feature because it's not on our server. I don't care. There's no server cost. If you want to do brute force search and do some brute force stuff, why not, right? It's a possibility. It opens up another possibility to do that. Because it's a brute force thing, if I'm charging you monthly cloud cost, I'll have to think about how many files you have, how many tokens you're going to use with my AI. Oh, this is how much I'm going to charge you because everything runs on cloud, right? I'm renting a server to do it. So then I must, oh, maybe this feature is $200 a month. But since this is running on your computer, your CPU, and also it's bringing your own API key, right? You'll be entering your own API key. I highly recommend the use the Google one. It's a cheap. It's a dirt cheap. It's almost free. Use your API, put it on, and run it on your computer. If you have a spare computer, that'll be awesome. Because I have a spare computer at home, so I have a, I don't know how many computers I have. I haven't counted. Yeah, it's a 7-8 computers, and they all run. One's running on Mac, running on Windows, running on Linux. For RightPlace, for something like RightPlace, I can just run on a separate computer, let it run, use up some tokens, then you can scan it, the plugins. So that's another possibility. For sure, we can do that. Okay, let's read. Hi, John. Hi, John. Yeah, thanks for the comments about the airplane last time. Yeah. Hi, John. Okay, next one. So core SFX. So RightPlace sync will copy template through DB connection. Okay, I will answer first. Okay, that's a good question. Oh, why don't I put this on the chat here? Okay. Later I'm gonna figure out some fancy chat stuff. I've set that up before. Maybe in the next chat. Okay, in the next live stream, we'll do that. Okay. So my main use case would be central template sites of Gutenbergs. Okay, thank you for using Gutenbergs, by the way. That I'll talk about Gutenbergs briefly shortly after this. I will mark the content timeline when I'm starting talking about EtchWP. So Kevin, if you're watching it, you can just click that right there. Okay, so then I can update and push out template updates to number of sites. Is that possible? That's the whole reason we're built that, right? That's the whole reason. So we have a centralized place. You edit it, and then once you are edited, you can click distribute, and then you get boom, 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 get distributed within a couple of seconds. Okay. Access to JSONs would be awesome for a little version control. Yeah, I agree. I think I prefer to use a GID to do version control. So exposing the JSON files in the folder, and then you guys can do it. Then they'll be great. They'll be pretty interesting. Okay. So OAMK. Hello, Ryan. Will RightPlace be able to manage websites blueprints so that we can speed up our website development with already set up common settings and plugins? And will there be staging environment as well? Okay, the quick answer is that we don't provide any how do I call it, server infrastructure yet. We're not gonna do that. There's no some people ask me, do you guys have a feature like a local WP? I don't think it's necessary to invent the wheel. So no, we don't do that. We don't provide server. We don't do those kind of things yet. But it's an open possibility. If there's a value to actually reinvent the wheel, then we'll probably do it. But there's no obvious incentive to do that. So I'm not going to do that yet. So we don't have a staging environment. But to answer your other questions, yes, we have a blueprints. So we have a blueprints for the plugins and themes. Also, blueprint for the how do you call it, the settings, the database. So what we'll do is that we're gonna save. You can set up the plugins to install. You can set up the theme to install. Put it there. You can also turn on the updates. So for example, if you want only want the latest plugin, we'll do the auto updates within the blueprints. We'll call it repository. I don't know if you saw it on the in the how do I call it, the preview, that 30 minutes video we created. It's not a marketing video, by the way. If you saw that, we call it repository, but actually it works as blueprints. So we might change the name to blueprints. So you have a whole bunch of a list of plugins you set up there, and then what we're gonna do, we have a theme. We're adding theme right now, so we have a theme file, and then we have some database set up. You can just save that as a blueprints, and then yeah, when if you want to like update it, so you can update it onto the websites. This comes down to the support for the backup. So we're actually thinking about creating a backup feature because so many people are requesting it, but it's not going to be a cloud backup. It's going to be a local backup for now. I'm using Updraft for many years. I'm very happy with them, so I'm just keep using it. There's no reason to replace any like a plugin like that, but we'll, for the quick dirty backup onto your local computer, I think it's we can use RightPlace to just do a backup and create a blueprints right away. Yeah, I'm not saying that I'm not gonna do the backup thing in the future, but it's an open possibility. So in the group, I mentioned that. Let's read some of the polls before I read the other chats. Yeah, so in this post I said, when you saw RightPlace, did you recognize that the app could save you money, right? So RightPlace originally was developed as recession app. I don't know if you it's a term I created. So recession app, what is recession app? Basically an app that save you money. We put a lot of features in it. Some of the features can actually save you money because you don't have to purchase another plugin to do that. But at the same time, we don't want to replace the premium value of other plugins. We don't want to be too invasive. So if you already have some plugins, just use them, and then we try to integrate into those plugins. We're developing a very elegant, very interesting way to integrate with other plugins at the moment. So yeah, so what we want to do is that if you agency, but you don't have money to spend a lot of money on other plugins, but you still want to use some of the features, RightPlace will provide those features. But if you have a really good plugins, it has a very premium features, just keep using them, and we will find a way to enhance those features. So that's how we position ourselves. And also, I think the true value of a RightPlace is that all these tools are integrated. They're all integrated to work together. When you think about plugin, for example, I saw a very interesting tool the other day. Today. It's called the Brain UI or something like that. Let me go to Bricks community. A person posted a very interesting tool. This actually basically, is this one? No, it's basically a tool that generates this one, UI Brain X. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw this. It's really there's a music coming out. The music. So basically, generating HTML and put it into Bricks. It says it supports Bricks Builder. I think it's pretty interesting. It's something that Advanced Themer supported, and then you guys should definitely check out. I want to check out this thing this weekend, trying to find out what's up. And I think it's pretty interesting. If they support Bricks Builder, it will be a very interesting feature. But the thing is that when you look at these kind of tools right now, the first thing that come up to my mind is that how does it fit into my workflow? Okay, you have a fancy tool. This is a very fancy thing. How does it actually fit into my workflow? At which stage am I gonna use this? And then it allows me to edit. Once it's editable, are you still taking care of my can I still use a AI? So what's the context, right? How these tools, the context is really important. All these small tools, all these fancy things, I'm talking about AI things. The biggest challenge of an AI tool is that it's out of context. It's out of a workflow. I have to think really hard to actually integrate this fancy tool into my workflow, and that really stops me from using a lot of the tools like these, like AI tools. So now I'm also talking about other plugins too. A lot of cool plugins, they are just by themselves. I don't know how to. Sometimes I forget most of the time I forget to use them. I think I only use about 70% of the plugins I purchased, and the rest of 30% I forgot to use them because I don't know. I forgot to integrate it into my workflow, right? So RightPlace kind of overcome that issue by putting everything in one place so that you can help you to easily build your workflow so you don't miss anything, right? Okay, let's read the chats. Okay, today there's some more chats. Cool. Matt fist pump, thank you, fist pump. So Marco Rubio, hello. Have questions. Okay, I love questions. Is a multilingual something you will be taking care of? WPM, PML, and Polylang. I don't think I would replace these plugins again. It's not. So RightPlace is not a. Okay, I need to think about sometimes. Yeah, we provide a lot of tools, but I don't think we're gonna directly replace these plugins. But we'll take care of the because we have access to the file, right? .mo file, .po file, whatever those are, translation files. So we might be able to do something about them, right? So that is a possibility. But at the moment, no. We're not gonna give you the Polylang or WPML experience like an on-site translation, but we will be able to handle some translations. Yeah. So, and John said the local backup would be great. I'd use it for every occasion. Backups for PC Cloud, P Cloud. Oh yeah. Sometimes you just need a quick and dirty backup, right? For me too, I just want to make a quick backup. Doesn't matter if it's saved on the cloud, because nowadays a lot of the server providers, they do their own backups. So yeah, I do backup. I do the double backup. I use a Updraft to backup twice. My server takes care of a backup, but at the same time, I'm saving all the data using Updraft. Every day. I think some database I save every hour, right? Just update it, backup. But there's sometimes if I just want to use, I want to backup like quickly, just really quickly, and then I would just use. RightPlace should have that kind of a basic backup feature. Now, Marco said, could you explain better how code snippets will work? I think what we show on the technical preview, that is the older version. That is like, that one's the older version. Now the code snippets works just like code snippets. You have a code snippets plugins, right? It works just like code snippets like that. But the difference is that we are moving it towards beyond code snippets a little bit. So there will be a feature that allow you to turn the code snippet into plugins, and even turning that into like a theme file. Right now it's a plugin, but later we might think about turning that into a theme file. So we're gonna improve code snippets a lot, and at the same time, we're not gonna improve it when it come in terms of code editing experience. To be honest, if it's code editing, I'll be using Cursor, and then code snippet is connected to Cursor, right? Is it connected? So if you wanna edit this file, you can just use a Cursor and then open it in Cursor, and then you do the coding using AI, and then when you save it, you'll be updated. So we're not gonna work too much on the code editing experience. It's okay experience to do that. We might be able to add Cursor like AI assistance. It's not that hard. We might be able to add that. I don't see much value in it, but we might add that just for like a quick operation, right? Sometimes you're too lazy to open up Cursor and just like, I just want to fix something really quickly, that we can use that. But we're gonna do a lot of enhancements inside the snippets. So I cannot really say it right now because I don't know. But we'll reveal it very soon. I think it'll be after the beta release. Around that time, we'll have announcement on how we're gonna improve code snippets. As you can see, okay. So I don't know how many guys try the CSS Hero, because I love CSS Hero. I use a lot of them back in the days in my other projects. So let me open up CSS Hero. So yeah, CSS Hero. I think I should do some survey on this as well to ask people if they have ever used a CSS Hero before. It's a very powerful tool. It's basically turn your websites into, if you want to add in some CSS on your page, you just use it. You can open anywhere on your website. I bought a really cheap lifetime. How much is it now? Let me see. Ooh, $5.99. Wow. Yeah. So I have a lifetime. Mine is 1,000 sites, and I think I bought it for $149 or something like that. When I saw it, yeah, it's no brainer. Grab it. I just grab it right away. And then I used in most of my projects. Basically, I set up. I write. So the workflow back then, I write HTML on the theme file. So that was how it was working back in the days. Before Oxygen time even. So yeah, even after Oxygen time I use this. So it's like so I write HTML on WordPress, and then for the CSS part, for the I just use CSS Hero, and it does have animation part. Is pretty cool. It's really good. So yeah. Anyways, what were we talking about? Oh, I need to sip up coffee. Okay, so today was a very long day. I just lost train of my thoughts. Okay. So the question is, so Michael just asked a question about multilingual. I'm wondering how we'll see the content on RightPlace Content Manager. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's something we have to work on. Yeah, we don't have it yet. So we have to have a language switcher. So right now, what will happen is that if you're using WPML or Polylang, you will see all the languages unfiltered. So if you have 5 languages, you will see all the 5 languages on there. So I think we should add some filter. Yeah, good. You point out a good. It's a good point. Okay, let me create a ticket for this. Let me create a ticket. Let me ask Selena. Man, that's good point. Let me capture this. Oopsie. Okay, let's capture this and send it to Selena, and then she can. We're gonna talk about this tomorrow then. Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, so for post manager, we need to support language switch. I think the language switch will coming from WPML, right? WPML and Polylang and other. Okay, thank you for. So I just created a ticket, so that's good. Okay, let's keep reading it. I use a micro themer. It is similar. Yeah, micro themer. I wonder whether they micro themer nowadays. Let me see micro. Yeah. Okay. Leaving CSS. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have micro themer, but let's compare the price. Whoa. Okay. Free month. Today's free month. Guys, think about it. Free month. Over 30,000 sites. That's legit. Okay. This is a micro themer? Yeah, it's micro themer. I think they changed the name. Yeah. To theme over micro themer. I don't know. When did they change the name? But anyways, there are tools like this. So basically, you write the HTML onto the theme directly. The rest of a page building experience happens here, right? Using the CSS layer of a page builder, I guess. Okay, keep reading. Okay, so when alpha and beta release, so end of this month, we're gonna release the beta version to the community. So that's the goal. If it is delay, if it's delay, the worst delay will be the first week of May. Yeah, I hope there's no delay. So, and we'll try to just make, and it's a beta release. I don't know if it's a beta or alpha. Actually, to be honest, it's a beta. Yeah, it's a beta. Alpha is more like a proof of concept with lots of bugs. We don't have bugs. The bugs are all gone. It's just that we need to polish it further. So Chorus FX said, I wanted to use CSS as a hero, but didn't like the fact it saved everything to DB instead of a CSS file. Yeah, true. Yeah, but I don't know. That was early. Oh, let me double check though. Maybe there's an earlier version. Earlier version, it was, yes. Where's Davis? CSS live theme editor, blah blah blah. Is widely compatible with many environments. Is built to legalize. Your edit stores security on your database. Okay, still database, but your users will serve it. Okay, I think there's some sort of a caching going on. So they do get served a CSS file. So it is from the end user point of view is a file. So it doesn't make huge difference performance wise. So I think this, yeah. Okay. Hi Ryan, have you noticed that the tab images in the project management section were not installed? Okay, what is that? Have you noticed that the tabbed images in project management section were not installed? Oh, the images, yeah. It is not. It is not. It's still polishing. It's still in the UI is not done. the UI is terrible. So we haven't released any images yet. Yeah, the UI is like pre-alpha stuff. So we have a ticket system. It looks like to-do projects made by a high school student. So we have to put some CSS on it. And also we might want to change it to our third pillar feature as a collaboration feature. So there are some features that we want to reveal it when it's ready and just to put on the video. Some of the features I think it's pretty mind-blowing. I think not mind-blowing. I don't want to use that kind of word, but it's pretty cool. You'll be like, wow, kind of thing. I will love it. But it's gonna be a very interesting tool. Okay, keep reading it. Okay, bye Marco. Thanks for joining. Yeah, so that's all. I read some comments. So 9 of you. Okay, so let's talk about the. Let's move on. To talk about EtchWP. So what I'm gonna do, I'm actually going to watch the EtchWP together about the on the blog authoring part. Let's go do that. Okay, let's go. EtchWP. Let's find it. EtchWP blog authoring. It's magical, he says. Yeah, it is pretty magical. I think okay.
In this video,
I don't know. I do not know if this voice is being recorded. If not, I don't know. If not, I'll fix it in the next live stream.
I'm going to demo one of the most powerful.
Just let me know if you can hear it or not. Okay.
You will not see
just anywhere else
in
the chat. Please let me know if you can hear it.
Ecosystem. This feature completely liberates your data out of Etch. It is perfect for client editing, and it keeps everything that you build synced with core WordPress. This is auto block authoring. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Here is an example hero section that we are going to build to use for this demonstration. I'm not going to do the strip, the animated strip down here. I'm just going to kind of build this as a reference and just make it workable so that we can see the auto block authoring feature without spending tons and tons of time on small details and other such things, I should say. Okay, so here I am in Etch. I'm going to go ahead and add a section. If you notice, I need a container that has a heading and a paragraph and a link, which we're going to make look like a button. Okay, I already have a container right here. It's automatically added to the section. I'm going to add a heading, text, and a link. And I need another container.
Yeah, so the comment. Yeah, I really like the shortcut he just showed. He just click, 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 and it's the things got added on. Okay, so I think it's a really I like that because at the end of the day, we're only actually working on a handful of HTML tag. You summarize that on the bottom, and you can quickly add them. That's really cool.
Container in this section, which is going to house my image right here. It's actually 2 images. So I'm going to go ahead and add another container by clicking this icon. It's going to add it right there. And I can also go ahead and add 2 images. So if I click that button twice, it's going to add 2 images. I can quickly go over here. I'm going to click on this thumbnail. I'm going to grab my desktop image. I'm going to select the next one. I'm going to grab my mobile image and put that in. And I also want one last container, I think. No, I actually need a black strip down there. Actually, it looks like it's supposed to go all the way to the edge. So I think I just need a full width div, and I'm going to select flex div, and it's going to add that down here. I'll call this strip, and then I'm just going to put some text inside of it, which is going to be placeholder text for right now. Okay, so placeholder, I can edit that in the HTML, or you can type right here on the canvas as well. Okay, so I've got this in here, placeholder. We've got our container, which I'm going to call my my image wrapper. I'll say and we'll say mobile image. And then I want to call this my lead paragraph, and you're going to see why good idea to organize your structure panel. It actually,
as you can see, it's that the flow is very smooth. Obviously Kevin has been using it. I think for me, I will have a learning curve. If I'm using it, I can just use it right away. I think it's pretty straightforward in a way that it feels like. So EtchWP, my impression as a developer is that it's something that, if there's a page builder, here's a page builder on the code editor on the left side, and tools like Gutenberg editor or the Divi or Elementor, Wix on the on the right side, I think it the oxygen builder will be like in the middle kind of thing. It's sitting between the code editor and the page builder, and between the oxygen builder and the code editor there's HWP, in a way that it's more like code editor kind of feeling than page builder at this moment. But as I said, if they have a component feature can abstract some of the codes for regular lazy people like me, I think that will be a huge game changer. For sure, because if you have some abstraction, that'll be awesome. But I think components can do that. So let's keep going.
It actually does something very functional in Etch. So I'm going to come in. So it actually Etch intent. So I have my heading, lead. I'll call this here. I'll just double click, and I can just edit the tag literally here in the HTML, right here in the structure panel. I can also edit it right here. I can also edit it down here in the HTML. There's a lot of ways to accomplish the same thing in going to assign classes to organizations. The point is, I don't have main hero on here manually. I'm going to right click and I'm going to say create BEM classes, and look, it's putting main hero on here.
So I really like that. Creating classes for you automatically, so you have all the classes ready. Let me make the screen bigger, maybe a full screen. I don't know if it works. It doesn't work. Theater mode, that's better. So they create a beam screen, which is cool. The class, which is the feature that we really enjoyed in ACSS and stuff. really cool. So
on here, it's putting main hero content, main hero heading, main hero lead. Literally everything that I just added is using the names from the structure. I now have feeling. All right, so let's keep going. I'm gonna come down and let's get these images under control. So I'm gonna come to the images wrapper. We're gonna change this to row, and then
yeah, I'm gonna skip the building phase. I think you guys can watch the building in the other video. I'm more interested in the WordPress, the Gutenberg part. So you can see that, yeah, Kevin's building is so all the available fields for this class is kind of listed on the left hand side. So yeah, it feels more like a guided code editor with the live action view. Live page updates view, which is cool. I really want to see the components to develop, so we can have some sort of abstraction to wrapping around. So it'd be great. One thing I'm really impressed with the this thing is that it's the data syncing. So you can actually create a components and sync them. Okay, let's fast forward. Still building. Yeah, it's taking place. Sorry, Kevin, I'm just skipping your comments here. You probably said something very important, but I just want to see the part that you actually right here. Okay.
buttons in Etch. I didn't say, hey, please turn these things into blocks or anything like that. Auto block authoring is real-time block authoring back in Gutenberg, which we can't even see right now, as you work here, okay? There's no extra steps. There's no extra effort. All we're going to do is we're going to click back to editor, and we're going to take a look at Gutenberg. There it is. Exactly what I built in Etch is now here in Gutenberg. And
how did it happen? What happened? I think, okay, so I haven't used Etch yet. I think what happened is that when you're building, so here is the edit of the Edge, and as you are working on it, it actually spitting out the blocks. Yeah, that is really cool.
And this is using core Gutenberg blocks. These are not proprietary blocks. Nothing here is proprietary. This is core WordPress. It happens instantly. Okay, and then we're not done. We're not done. So watch, there's a little bit more magic, okay? But I want you to notice, look at how everything is named exactly as I named it, using core blocks. If I open the buttons, I want you to...
Yeah, so it's using pattern. So for those, I mean, I just assume that you guys all understand what pattern is in Gutenberg editor. It's basically a combination of core blocks and put them all together to create a UI, and then you save that combination as something called a pattern. So this was something that I created for Gutenberg's in early days, but it got canceled. It's not canceled. It's still there. You can still search the blocks in the pattern list, but we scrapped the pattern part because it's a different approach. I think what EtchWP is doing here is that you give users, it creates the Gutenberg UI right away based on EtchWP page, which is really cool because now you don't have to go extra step to build the page using all those blocks. So it's a different way of approaching the same problem, and I think this is very useful for many people. But what Gutenberg's did was that we're using a kind of old-fashioned way. We just want to create the block first and assemble them into a page. So that is kind of an old approach. Yeah, this could be something very, very, very powerful and useful. One thing I think the users might want is just to lock the pattern, which Kevin just said they're gonna create. EtchWP is gonna have sort of a client editing experience editor, so you can actually edit how clients will interact with these patterns and stuff. So I think that will come. And also Gutenberg, though it does have Gutenberg has a feature to lock the pattern. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool. So, and also these patterns are available inside the library, the pattern library. I think it's a game changer. It's really powerful. In a way, it's very elegant, both from the UX perspective and also from the kind of code perspective, because it's native, right? It's a native. It's not done by a third-party plugin like Gutenberg's. It's all done within the EtchWP, so it could be smoother, less problems. Okay, let's keep watching.
I want you to notice a detail here. We're exposing props for things so that these things can be edited here. This is your client editing experience. The block editor is not a good page builder. It is in fact, it is a terrible page builder, but it is really, really good at editing content and having a simple interface that clients can use to do that content editing. And so this is the best of both worlds. Literally everything that you build in a unified environment is automatically authored to core Gutenberg blocks. And then the client can come in.
Yeah, so this is a really good selling point for EtchWP. There's no tool like this in WordPress ecosystem. There's some blog authoring apps out there, plugins out there, but as a page builder, I think it's so far the best.
Can come in. So what's the question now? Can the client come in and actually change this headline? Okay, so let's save. Let's take a trip back to the front end and we refresh, and it turns out they can change that headline. But what if I go back in and edit this with Etch? What will it look like in Etch? It's gonna look the same in Etch. It's a one-to-one sync, constant sync. It's never.
So two-way syncing it's a feature that we planned but never actually worked on it. It's got canceled. So the pattern we canceled, two-way sync we canceled. One of the reasons that our users didn't see the benefit of it, but I think the EtchWP might discover the benefits of the two-way syncing. So the reason is that it's kind of coming from a different how do you call it, usage, or different it's a different value, I think. So what Gutenberg did was that we want to create this as independent blocks, not the pattern, blocks that kind of lock all the styles, and it creates a limitation. So the value of Gutenberg is not freedom, it's a limitation. So we just limited everything. We locked it. The reason we didn't create the pattern into a pattern is also that because the lock. So when we created that, the locks were not. I didn't trust the lock feature. Basically, sometimes users can bypass that and unlock the pattern. Then everything goes to mayhem, right? So we want to prevent that. So the value of Gutenberg was actually limiting user interactions with those core blocks. So that was one of the reasons. But now I think it's time to explore that core blocks and the pattern feature with the Gutenbergs. Yeah, why not, right? Another thing about the two-way syncing is that, again, so we want to create a clear distinction between content layer and the style layer. So if you can sync it back to EtchWP as a website developer, there's some value because of only the contents gets synced back, right? There's some value in it, but at the same time, I'm only taking care of, because my separation concern is that I only develop the blocks, and then for the content part, it's another layer, another concern. So I don't want to mix them together, kind of thing. So that's why we didn't see any value in two-way syncing, so we cancel it. But I hope that EtchWP will help us discover the value of two-way syncing because it's so convenient to do it, right? Okay, let's keep going.
It's never out of sync, okay? If I edit this button and I change the whatever, actually, let's go back and do that in Gutenberg. So let's say I wanted to change the URL. So this is going to go to etchwp.com/pricing. Just joking. Okay. Yeah, hey, I mean, you know, if there's an opportunity, to plug, we might as well, right? You could say something like buy Etch, okay? Why would you not want to at this point? I'm just, yeah, okay. We're being ridiculous right now. I'm gonna go look at this but look at this. You know, man. There it is. It's done it took me to the pricing page. Okay. That's how easy the client editing experience. The client never sees the Etch interface. The client only sees everything that is happening right here in Gutenberg. Now you're probably wondering, Kevin, I want to make some of this editable and some of it not editable, or I want to lock the structure, or I want to expose more props. I want to have, does this work with components? Does it work with loops? Yes, it's a work in progress. Components and loops are coming. Component and loop support are coming.
Yeah, so locking them and curating the client editing experience is important. Yeah, I think it's it's good to see that just implement that. And yeah, I think the core value. So we'll talk about Gutenberg's after this video. Yeah, that part is really important. Curated editing experience.
Coming. But when you make props on components, if you go back and watch my component video, you make props on components, you are going to be able to choose which of those props are exposed in Gutenberg for clients to toggle on and off or fill out or whatever, right? You're going to be able to choose if this structure is locked or unlocked. You're going to be able to choose which of these items are editable or not editable. All of that is going to be decided for you in Etch, right? And so you have full control over the client editing experience, point blank. Your data is liberated. You have a great client experience, and everything that you build is literally in core WordPress. It is liberated out, okay? Now, we're not done. Check this. Is this compatible with the core pattern library in WordPress? I'm gonna write.
Yeah, it is compatible, which is pretty cool. So, speaking of the separation of concern, Gutenberg was designed to work with core block in the early versions. We canceled that. The reason was that we didn't trust Gutenberg editor. So back then was only me, right? I was the only developer, the solo plugin developer. I had a really hard time with Gutenberg editor because I was working on it since the beginning, right? I was writing like, I don't know, copy and paste, maybe almost thousands of blocks, handwritten blocks with the Gutenberg editor when I was working for an agency. So I had a very bad experience with the Gutenberg APIs and also their documentation. I'm like, if I could create separation of concern, if I could divorce some of my logic from Gutenberg, I would do it. So that's why, yeah, I dropped the core block, except the text editing. It's better to use the core block. Yes, I agree. So that's what we are actually doing right now. Try to, use the core block for text editing. I also have inner block, right? Inner block, you can use some of the. It's an option for you. So a lot of things can be done by inner block as well. But yeah. Let me keep going.
I'm going to right click. I'm going to create a pattern. I'm going to call this the main hero. I'm going to put it in heroes. Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to sync this pattern. I'm going to add it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this page. I'm going to go add a new page, marketing landing page. Okay. So now this
has been transferred to the realm of Gutenberg editor. So I don't know. Let me see. Let me keep watching.
You've put this in the hands of a marketing team, or you've put this in the hands of the client, and you say, hey, if you need to whip up a little landing page for yourself, go in, use the patterns, you hit plus, you go to patterns, and look at this. Imagine you've built an entire site full of patterns that are now saved to the pattern library in the block editor. I can go to heroes, I can choose, there it is. I'm building my marketing landing page right here. I'm gonna save this, I'm gonna go to the front, look at that. Now I'm gonna hit edit page, I'm doing all this in Gutenberg, okay? New headline for landing page, okay? This is the new lead paragraph for this landing page. I just want to show that it's easy to create unique content in these layouts. Okay, and then we're gonna say, of course, okay, save. Do we have you on here? You can switch. I don't have images to switch out. Switch the images. I can lock the images. All right. This is auto block authoring in, and we can see new headlines. We took the page. We have not edit with Etch. It's the thing I almost knocked over. It's there. It is. I can now manipulate it in Etch, just as my desk. It's there. It is. I'm so excited about this. I'm knocking things over on my desk. It's there. It is. I can now manipulate it in Etch. Constant sync. This is the auto block authoring feature with exposed props. 6 months into development, my friends. Months after that, and so all of that is coming. Obviously, we're only 6 months into development, my friends.
So it's very, very impressive that so far, I think it's very useful to, yeah, it is useful. I think in most of cases, if you're coming from non-Gutenberg editing experience, then I find that it could be very impressive. But if you deal with Gutenberg a lot, you can see some of the issues right away. Is that how are you going to update the pattern? So you create a pattern. So the pattern updating is done within Gutenberg editor. So basically, you hand over your sovereignty or block to Gutenberg now. So if you want to update it, you go back and then update the pattern again so they can be distributed to different websites or within the same website. But I mean, you can actually do that, right? You can actually, so basically you edit that pattern within Edge and then update it inside Gutenberg editor and save it again. You can update the pattern and then to do that, right? So basically the distribution is entirely handled by Gutenberg editor. So that I think could be an issue, but it's not something that you cannot overcome. So one of the reasons we built Gutenberg's the way it is right now, because we don't use much. We don't use much of the Gutenberg API. It feels like it's not native, right? We're basically block. There you go. It's a block. The reason we designed that way is to overcome some of the shortcomings of the Gutenberg editor and also the API. I hope it'll be a smooth sail for EtchWP. Yeah, I hope it's all good, because sometimes if they change API, if they change something in the Gutenberg editor, it might affect EtchWP. So I think because it's tight. So right now it's tightly coupled. So how it's designed is tightly coupled with the Gutenberg editor. Gutenberg's is divorced. It's kind of like we're not using core blocks. We just use the basically everything coming from the Gutenberg editor. So it's not native experience of a Gutenberg editor. So we're not kind of a step like 10 steps away from Gutenberg editor just to protect ourselves. Now we're gonna do that too to Bricks Builder. So because integration with the Bricks Builder, because I'm not the first party. We're not part of a Bricks Builder team, so we need to protect ourselves from any as a third party plugin, because when it comes to integration, so we have to create some separation of concern to make it more stable. So we're gonna do that too. So basically, we're kind of divorcing both sides and stay like stable as our own stuff. HWP right now, so far we see that it is more coupled, married to Gutenberg editor. It's kind of surprising coming from Kevin. I think this decision is kind of surprising. It's a very, very native experience. It's really cool. It's really cool, but it's kind of surprising that Kevin chose this design pattern. But I think, you know, there's a lot of room to grow, a lot of to improve. I think, yeah, that's not a big issue. I'm just saying that the initial part, that this so far, that's the only issue I see. Only a couple of issues I see in HWP. Speaking of 6 months of development, I think it is impressive. At the same time, the feature, the Gutenberg, this feature, yeah, it's not a rocket science. I mean, it's not easy to do, but at the same time, yeah, it's yeah. Yeah, I won't comment further, but I think it's pretty impressive so far. I like the feature. It's pretty cool. Let's keep watching and end this video.
My friends. And so you can imagine what's going to...
Before that, let me read the comments. I think, let me see. The comments, let's read from the... Okay. Nuno. Hi, Nuno. Each block in the section is an individual block saved independently. Okay. You can edit the pattern in Etch and save it exactly back to the same pattern. Okay, that's good. Thank you for letting me know. That's really cool. Etch is not married to Gutenberg, not coupled at all. Okay. Thank you for clarifying that. Yeah, compared to I'm just saying that compared to what the Gutenberg's, it is more coupled because it's using the core blocks. Which is fine. I'm not saying that coupled or married is a bad thing. I'm just saying compared to other tools, it is it's very in there. It's a native. It's in there, which is cool. Which is not a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Yeah. So if you can edit the pattern, Etch, and then save it exactly back to the same pattern, that is really cool. Good to know. I don't know if it's shown in the video, but that is the most important thing, right? Because you don't want to, otherwise your distribution will be a problem. Yeah, thank you
what's
for
going to happen over the next 6 months, and then the next 6 months after that. The plans are just, it's so fun. It's so much fun. But what I want you to do right now.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's keep reading. Sorry about that. So he said, yeah, in the sense of using core block, yes, yeah. But we think that also decouples people from okay. This is the hardest word in English that I'm never able to pronounce. Proprietary blocks. Yes. So here's the thing, right? So those blocks created by third-party people, they're kind of decoupled. Yeah. That's that makes sense.
Do right now. If you like this, okay, you love this concept, you're like, wow, okay, I get it. Like that's fantastic. Hit a like, drop a comment, let us know, give us some support, right? Make sure you're subscribed to this channel because there's way, way, way more to come. Way more education, way more examples of how to work in Etch and things you can do with Etch that you can't do anywhere else. I mean, this is going to get very, very fun over the next few years, okay? So with that said, I'm out. I'll be back very soon. I love you guys and thank you for...
Yeah, okay, that's pretty much it of the video. Yeah, so comments. I think it's really good. As a page builder, it provides you with the native experience of creating blocks. It is really cool. It's something that was missing in Bricks Builder, and also it's not, Oxygen Builder has something similar, but it's not as powerful, as useful as this one. This is definitely a step up from the from other page builders. So yeah, I'm looking forward to actually use it. It's definitely, yeah, there's a rooms to improve. Now, and then I'm pretty sure that it can be improved, you know, in no time once we start using it with the user feedbacks. So that's really cool. I hope that it's this Gutenberg feature can be maintained as a core feature. Yeah. So And I don't see any further issues, like because it's handled completely by EtchWP, so I don't see there will be any conflicts, because yeah. Now we can, in reflection of that, we can talk about Gutenberg's, how we can build something, learning from EtchWP, learning from these different tools. How can we improve Gutenberg's? I think first of all, I need to see the actual value of using pattern and the core blocks from EtchWP when we use it, because that's the thing that we drop in the beginning. So we cancel in the beginning. We say, oh, we're not going to use a core block. We're not going to use a pattern. We're just going to go for a block. But EtchWP, with more users, they will have that, discover that pattern. And also Gutenberg editor pattern has added some features and new things compared to, let's say, 2 years ago when Gutenberg was created. So now we might be able to discover the value of a pattern, and the core block. So that's something that we want to see and learn from EtchWP. So for now, I think we'll still stick to the blocks from Gutenberg's. Let's quickly read the comments. I'm just using this way. Hi Ryan, 8:30 a.m. here. So fun to see the time difference. Yeah, 8:30. Where are you? I don't know. Now here is 11:30. 11:30. I finished the day of work. It was a very tiring day. It's a very long day. Just want to make some contents regularly like this to connect with the users. I'll talk about Gutenberg's very soon to wrap up the whole thing. I don't think. Let's talk about another 30 minutes. Yeah. Okay. So Nuno says, it's quite cool exposing your thoughts on public about the learn from product X and feature Y. That's quite nice. Keep it up. Oh, okay. I mean, it's no brainer, right? It's so obviously. I do see WordPress as a sort of a just like a same countryman, right? You're coming from WordPress, I'm coming from WordPress. We want to keep the ecosystem stronger. So even though, there's some competitor elements, but still we can learn from each other. We can make the ecosystem stronger. So that's how we make the ecosystem stronger, right? So I'm not supposed to say something like that. Okay, but I think I can give you a hint. Why do you think RightPlace doesn't have a WP in it? People ask me, this is for WordPress, right? Yeah, but why there's no WP in the name of RightPlace? Hint, hint. But that I'm not saying anything. But anyways, let's move on. Netherlands. Okay, awesome. Netherlands is awesome, man. I've been there. I've been to Gouda. You guys call it Gouda, right? Gouda. Yeah, went there. Beautiful country. I want to visit there again. Couldn't do it during the COVID season. I'm gonna visit there again. So I want to talk about Gutenberg's now. So I've been developing the new structure of Gutenberg's. So and also try to discover how we can pivot the value of the plugin once the Bricks native blocks are out. I don't know how much Thomas will develop these blocks. Now it's a plan. If you go to Bricks Builder website, you can see that the thing is being planned right now. I think if they want to up their game, they might want to build something as powerful as Edge. And Edge will get into, I think Edge will have a very powerful features. So Bricks Builder might implement what Gutenberg's has right now. So that will make Gutenberg's completely redundant. So I got a lot of comments from people that, then what's going to happen to Gutenberg's? So this is definitely what's going to happen, is that all your Gutenberg's blocks should be smoothly translated or transferred to native blocks if possible. If native blocks lack some of the features that it doesn't have, I think Gutenberg's will be on top of it. So we'll be adding more features to it. That's what's gonna happen. So stability of a blocks, smooth transfer to new the native Bricks Builder blocks. That's top priority. So actually, yeah, I think David from let me see. Let me pull up the yeah, David McKin from the Facebook group Dynamic WordPress. Actually, yeah, he advised me to contact Thomas to see if we can help him with something. So I actually officially reached out to Thomas saying that, yeah, if you guys need some help, we can come up with some resources and hours to join the to help a little bit. That's what we did. I think smooth transition from Gutenberg's blocks to Bricks Block is top priority for Gutenberg's 2.0. So after that, we'll see what kind of values we can add on top of it, right? So I don't know how much Thomas will build out the Bricks Builder, the Gutenberg block editing experience. If he wants to compete with the EtchWP, I don't know if he wants to do that or not, because it's completely up to him. Then yes, then Gutenberg will lose its value more and more. Only the value you're keeping is that you use the blocks earlier than other people. But that's not it. I think we have interesting way to pivot it as part of a plan to keep the value of the plugin relevant. We'll announce that soon, and yeah, we'll announce that soon. So your Gutenberg's plugin will still stay relevant, pretty much, even after we have very awesome, wholesome Bricks Builder, the Bricks Builder native blocks. Yeah, so I'll talk about that later, not now, because we're gonna announce. We'll have to polish the narrative, polish the features list, and let you know. It's something that I think is very cool. It's gonna be very cool. And let's read the comments now. Let's see. Okay, no more. Okay, go to bed. Yeah, I should go to bed, right? But it's okay. I sleep around 12ish. It's okay. Okay. What else should we talk about? So, yeah, the polls. Yes, read the polls. I love the polls because that's the way that to see the actual what people actually think about stuff. So that's really important. So let's read some polls from RightPlace app group. Okay. So about the community. So RightPlace will have a community. So this is the plan. We're gonna use Discord and Fluent community. So Discord will be more like chat based, like a quick answering your question kind of thing. So we're gonna use Discord. You can join, and then we're gonna quickly answer your questions using chat. But if you don't like that format, we also offer built-in community. So RightPlace is an app. When you open a desktop application, that community is built-in in the app, so you can access to the app right away. So that's why we chose to use Fluent community, because it can extend it. We can extend the features because it's a PHP, right? It's PHP code. It's WordPress, so we can actually add some more features easily on top of a Fluent community. By the way, it's pretty awesome. I think they still run the LTD deal right now, so if you should totally check it out. Built by the Fluent team. Oh, early bird has 23 hours left. I don't know if it's true or not, but yeah, it's cool. It's very, very cool community. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna extend it, this Fluent community, and then we're gonna embed the community inside the app, which would be very cool. So you have basically the app has a community built in. All right, let's see. Yeah, so we want to integrate the project management tools and features. A lot of people say they want to use webhook. I really need to know what kind of a webhook you are using and what kind of format you have. So I think what we're gonna do is that we're gonna just create an API builder to let you build a webhook yourself. And we have a whole bunch of stuff like here. Basecamp, love Basecamp. I use it a lot in the early days. Yeah, we're gonna probably do Basecamp. I'm not too familiar with the Plutio, but Trello, yeah, surprisingly high. So we're probably gonna do some of it. We're not gonna do Notion. Notion is not doable because Notion is not built for. I mean, you can use it as a ticket system, but the Notion API doesn't work that way. So it's impossible to integrate with Notion because it's not primarily. It's built as a note, not as a ticketing system. Teams, okay, interesting. Andrew Tate, are you serious? Okay. Oh, sorry about that. It was some person with the same name. Cool name. I hope that you don't get misunderstood by some people on the internet. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to make fun of the name. I'm just saying, yeah. Sorry about that. Let's go see other group. Let's go over here. Gutenberg Spy. Okay, so we have this other polls here. So I asked, just wondering, right? Is Gutenberg editor totally essential to client editing experience? Yeah, some clients, they love to use Gutenberg editor, but I would say a lot of clients, they don't really care if it's Gutenberg or not. Unless you're using it in a post, like an article, right, blog article. But if you're building out, let's say, 10 pages for your friends who's doing a plumbing business, yeah, I don't think he will ever care if it's a Gutenberg editor or not. So that's a huge chunk of our clientele. So this poll is hinting, sort of hinting where the Gutenberg 2.0 is heading towards. Yes. I'm not going to say anything more, but yeah, it's hinting where we're heading towards. So a lot of people don't really care if it's Gutenberg editor or not. All they want to do is just quickly edit the page. And then what we want to do as an agency is to control their user editing experience. Yeah. Okay. Are there any polls? That's cool. Yeah, right there. Are you using Bricks components much? A lot of people said no. Using it not in my projects. Okay, 70%. Okay, that's pretty cool. I've tried out, but not in production. Okay, so I'm more like here. I haven't used it in any projects. I haven't used it in projects. Not yet. I'm waiting for improvements and fixes. Okay. So, Bricks components is something that really cool. For this, I have some opinions about components. I in the beginning, I thought, why would you need a component? Why not just build the widgets, right? Why don't you create a widget creator? Because the widgets is by itself there are components, right? By definition, there are components. Why didn't Thomas create a really cool widget editing tool so that you can use the widgets as a components? I didn't know that. I think that's more, you can extend it more. It's cooler. It's already there, and you don't have to create a whole new UI to do it. Yeah, so if they create a widget editor within the Bricks Builder, which just can be components, but But if you wanted to convert the elements into components, I don't know. That's what I thought. Anyways, yeah, we still have time to try the components. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, is there any new polls? No polls. Oh, here we go.